What's up, everybody? My name is Britt Oates, pronouns she, her, hers, and I am a museum professional, anthropologist, and activist. And I'm speaking to you today from my home in Northridge, a Los Angeles suburb in Southern California, which is situated on the ancestral lands of the Fernandino Tataviam Band of Mission Indians. Big shout out to our local indigenous communities. So I started this new series called Black Representation in Anthropology, and this is part one, What is Anthropology? It's interesting because there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what anthropology is and what anthropologists do. So I want to try to offer a little bit of clarity and bust some myths along the way, and I want to do so from the Black perspective, something that's unfortunately still very underrepresented in this field. But I'll be talking about that in another video in the very near future, so make sure you stay tuned. So, what is anthropology? Well, to put it in the simplest way possible, anthropology is the study of any and everything that has to do with humans, past and present, with the goal of informing our future. Which leads me to Mythbuster number one. Anthropologists do not study dinosaurs, mainly because of this simple fact that dinosaurs and humans did not exist anywhere near the same time. Dinosaurs lived millions of years before humans, and despite what Hollywood and pop culture tends to insinuate, there's no way in hell dinosaurs and humans could successfully coexist. So, again, anthropologists do not study dinosaurs. The study of dinosaurs is actually called paleontology. The way anthropology is formally broken down as a discipline is by four categories or subfields. One is biological anthropology. That would include things like genetics, our biological connections to natural environments, and of course, evolution. Speaking of evolution, here comes Mythbuster number two. No, humans were not monkeys, then one day suddenly became human. That's not how evolution works. Evolution explores how all living things on Earth are biologically connected and how those connections have changed over very, very, very long periods of time. I'm talking millions of years. And biological anthropologists study how those connections tie to humans and the human condition. But evolution is a complex study, so I advise you to do some research if you'd like to learn more, and I'll go ahead and drop some links in the comments for reference. Then there's cultural anthropology, which is what it sounds like, studying human cultural groups and their relationships or connections with the rest of the world. There's also linguistic anthropology, which is studying human languages and ways of communication. And then, of course, there's archaeology, which involves studying the ways past humans lived through their physical objects that they left behind. And here's Mythbuster number three. Archaeology in real life is not like Indiana Jones and Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies, especially considering that we are now living in a society that claims to seriously uphold principles of ethics. Archaeology today requires tons of permissions, government and committee approvals, a ridiculous amount of research, lots of equipment beyond a fedora, handguns, a whip, and a satchel, and these things require a lot of money, time, and planning. But don't get me wrong, archaeology is dope. I had the best time when I went on a couple of digs, but there's a lot more to it than you may think. In fact, this is the case with conducting any kind of formal anthropological research in the field, meaning conducting official research outside of the classroom in the real world, and that's regardless of the subfield. At the very least, anthropologists have to navigate a lot of red tape and must get several permissions before doing any formalized fieldwork. If you want to learn more about anthropology in the subfields, then check out American Anthropological Association website at www.americananthro.org. Lastly, I'll say that when you stop and think about it, anthropology really involves everything and everyone. Now, academics might not like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And that is that no matter who we are and what we do in life, we all conduct anthropology in one way or another. Whether we're striving to eat healthy and learning about the kinds of effects certain foods have on our bodies, which sounds a bit like biological anthropology to me, or snooping on our ex's new lover on social media, trying to understand what they got that you don't got, which might fall under some kind of twisted form of cultural anthropology. Whatever, either way, we could say that all humans are natural anthropologists, but we can choose to do anthropology on purpose and in a systematic way, which would be through formal education like in college or university, and of course in a secularly recognized career. Or we can do anthropology in our own natural chaos, which is just living life every day. So whichever you choose, at least now you have a basic understanding of what anthropology is. Be sure to check back soon for part 2 of the series, Black Representation in Anthropology, where I'll be talking about why, even though I love this discipline, I got some beef with anthropology. See you next time. Peace and one love.